Welcome back to another meal prep video. It's been a hot minute since I've made one of these. I'm so excited to bring you two options for lunch. I was going to record this intro like days ago, but me and my son unfortunately got sick, so if you hear him like coughing in the background, sorry. Anyway, so I just wanted to do something super simple. I'm using ground chicken and then chicken breast in both of these, and just simple everyday spices that you would find in your house. I'm gonna use the air fryer, bringing that back in, and I have like the really basic meal prep containers that I got on Amazon like forever ago. I will find something similar to that and then put it down in the bottom so that you can go and check it out if you would like to purchase some. Without further ado, here is the meal prep for a couple of lunches that I had last week. So I'm going to be making two lunch options today. This is the first one. I'm going to be making some chicken, going to be cooking jasmine rice in the rice cooker. I'm going to be using bell pepper, broccoli, zucchini, and celery. Unfortunately, those carrots weren't any good, so I ended up throwing them out. And these are the seasonings that I potentially will be using for this meal. So I'm going to just add in 2 cups of water to the rice cooker. Then I'm going to measure out some jasmine rice, and I'm going to do a cup of rice. And it spills all over the place because that's the way it is. And I like to add some garlic powder to the rice to season it. I think that just adds a little extra flavor to it, and it's really good. And stir it up a little bit. I want to make the rice nice and even with the water, and then obviously mix in some of that garlic powder. So you just press start and white rice and it's good to go. And then I'm chopping up some celery and zucchini. I do the zucchini a little bit thicker because of the way that they cook. I don't want them to be like too soggy like feel texture. Those are just the bell peppers, and I'm making them kind of big so that you get a lot of flavor when you eat them. And then I'm just pulling apart some broccoli. I like to make them all different sizes. And then olive oil, drizzle those over the vegetables. I don't like to dirty pans. If you know me, I don't care to do dishes. Thank God this apartment has a dishwasher, so I'm not going to use another dish, just mix this together. And turmeric is one of my favorite seasonings to use. If you would like to know the benefits of turmeric, I actually have a video on that. I will link it below. So I'm going to shake that on there, and it's going to change the color of the vegetables. It's going to give them that like bronzy color. And then some onion powder. I'm really a big fan of that flavoring. I decided to do the garlic salt instead of the Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. But if you want non-salt, you could definitely use the Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. And then a little bit of ground black pepper. Yep, and just gonna swoosh it all together, get it all over every vegetable, make sure everything's well seasoned. And I'm just using parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to the pan, and I can mix it all up right where I'm gonna cook it. And then I just try to make sure that everything is layered evenly and not on top of each other. Then we have the oven set for 400 degrees. Pop them in there. and I cooked these for 25 minutes. And then I'm just gonna slice up my chicken. I wash it and I cut off all of the like yucky parts in the fat. And I'm just doing like bite-sized pieces and trying to make them even so that they'll cook evenly. Using olive oil spray just to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom of the air fryer. And I'm going to use this teriyaki sauce to season the chicken. It was really good. I've already had it twice by now, and I thoroughly enjoyed this meal. So I have the air fryer on, I think 375, and about 20 minutes. So the rice is done there. Chicken's done there, looking delicious. And I did flip it over at the halfway mark. So 10 minutes, and then flip it, and then another 10 minutes. And Phoenix. And those are the vegetables. I have my meal prep trays that I bought off of Amazon. I'm using a yellow container that is a half a cup to measure out my carb source. So that's going to be the jasmine rice. Just making sure that it's around what the measurement is. I did a little bit more. It's supposed to be enough where you can put the top on, but we like rice. And then the red one is for the protein, so it's also a half a cup. And if you're not familiar with the Portion Fix program, that's a nutritional program that I use sometimes with my workouts. You can contact me if you would like more information, and that's the vegetables, the green one, and that's a full cup. I'm just getting a little bit of everything in there. And I do also track my food every day on an app. We have a tracking system that logs your workout automatically because that's the platform where we get our workouts. And then you can track your food, your water, your shake, that kind of stuff. And I didn't have enough vegetables for the third tray, so I'm just going to make a salad on the day that I eat it. Make sure there's no little yuckies hanging on to the covers. And then this is the second meal I'm going to make. So I'm going to do some ground chicken with taco mix, a little bit of onions and peppers. So I'm just spraying a little bit of olive oil on the pan, chopping up some more peppers. So I usually just wait until the ground chicken is pretty much cooked before I add the vegetables. So nobody wants to eat undercooked meat. That's nasty. Those little seeds are so annoying. They like stick to you, and it takes forever when there's like a lot of them in there. And then I'm gonna dice up some onion. And I typically like to add vegetables to whatever taco meat I'm making, just because you can never have enough vegetables, and I typically don't eat all 5 cups that I'm supposed to have in the day. So whatever I can do to help myself get closer to my goals, that's what I'm gonna do. And just add them in there with the ground chicken and let those cook through. Stir it up. And then I wanted kind of like a taco pasta situation, but again, I struggle with getting my vegetables in, so we're gonna do a full cup of zoodles or zucchini noodles. I just got the pre-cut ones at the store. You can make your own. You can get a veggetti. I have one actually. I just find that they're not as thick when I do them at home, and I don't have that spiral thingy-majiggy. So I just did 2 of those meals, and then the chicken is all done. So I'm going to add that in for my protein source. And then I'm using taco cheese, and that's 1/4 of a cup, the blue one, and that's for healthy fats. So I'm just going to fill it up almost halfway, or about halfway in each, so that I can have cheese with my breakfast or hummus with vegetables or something. So that is the whole meal right there. And when I heat this up, I'm going to throw it all in the frying pan, because obviously I didn't cook the zoodles, and it will just heat it itself up, and then add the cheese on afterwards. Could also add in some chips or even some wheat pasta if you want.